All right, what's up, guys? Steven with Diamond Hands Detailing, out here doing a house wash on this manufactured home. See, it's got some pretty bad algae growth on the northwest side here. So we're going to be treating the whole thing. She wants all the aluminum done. Up here, as you can see, it's all green. It's pretty bad over here too. So should be a good job. Some nice before and afters. Going to be doing a downstream injection with a 2.1 injector. We're cleaning the house with sodium hypochlorite. We're going to neutralize everything when we're done. Make sure everything's rinsed off good. Going to tape off our electric boxes. I don't see any cameras, but we would tape those off as well. All this is going to look brand new when we're done. I'm using a cat pump, 8 gallon a minute with a Honda motor from Meritech. I'll show you the setup here. Might have to break out the soft wash for this one. It's got some pretty rough stuff. But here we go, Honda GX800 with the Meritech cat pump setup. So that's it. Gonna set up the tripod. Show you guys how this goes down. Stay tuned. All right, this is gonna be my setup I use for today. It's a MTM Hydro Blue Gun. I added a little 6-inch stainless steel extender there. And we're gonna be using an M5 twist. It's a sharpshooter combo. We probably won't need the sharpshooter today. This is a great setup. I also use the MTM gun for mobile detailing. M5 twist, what that allows you to do is draw soap through your injector. So what I'll do is come over here and shut this. That'll allow it to pull soap through the injector. And then when I'm done soaping, all I have to do is switch this back, and I can also rinse with the M5 twist. This is a neutralizer tank. So the way that I usually do this, I'm going to turn it in neutralizer mode with my little 3-way ball valve right here. Turn it in neutralizer mode, go around the house, soak all the plants with neutralizer. That way we kind of ensure that we don't harm anything, even though I'm using a 2.1 injector. So realistically, guys, if you're using like a 2.1 or a 2.3, in most cases, you're not going to have any issues as long as you pre-soak all the plants. The neutralizer just kind of gives me that peace of mind that I know for sure we won't harm anything. And then what I'll do is I'll go back to the trailer, switch it into bleach mode, soak the whole house down. This house is small enough that I can do the whole house. And then immediately when I'm done, from where I started with soap, go and rinse everything. At the end, what I'll usually do is hit it with a little bit more neutralizer, and that allows me to rinse out my injector just to make sure it doesn't seize up. We'll do one more final rinse, take all the tape off of the boxes, the electrical boxes, and then we are out of here. So it's a pretty easy routine, pretty easy procedure. While it does take a little bit longer than some pressure washing companies, that peace of mind knowing that I'm not going to damage any plants or anything, or ring cameras. I've done that before. So those things aren't cheap, and it kind of makes you look tacky to the customer, understandably. So that's just what I like to do. Property protection is what makes you a premium service from my experience. So that's that. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm waiting on that water tank to fill up, and I will prop up the tripod and get to spraying. Stay tuned. Haven't even started my first job, already having an issue. It's the type of things you got to be prepared for, pressure washing, that O-rings popping out. So things we deal with. Got to fix this real quick and I'll get started. All right, guys, so first red flag on this house that I'm noticing. This side's oxidized pretty bad, which would lead me to believe that the whole house is pretty oxidized. So the way you prevent streaking when you're using sodium hypochlorite is you're going to soak this down with water really good. Make sure the surface is cool and make sure it's completely wet. And then you just want to make sure you rinse accordingly, rinse on time. Don't let the bleach sit too long. You won't have any issues. So it's a little piece of advice. Soak everything down super good. We're going to do this to the whole house. This is just water right now. Once I soak the whole house with water, I'm going to come back around with neutralizer and hit the plants. Once we're done neutralizing the plants, we're going to start the cleaning process with our cleaning solution. And then we will rinse and head to the next job. Have a driveway and fence cleaning back in Bartow. So it's a full day of pressure washing. I'm running 150 foot of 3/8 hose. It's plenty enough to do this house. She's going to be happy when it's done. This thing is due for it. I'd imagine it's been over a year since this was cleaned. This is my first time doing this house, so. Be back with the cleaning video. Now we're pulling neutralizer. We're gonna hit the plants, and then we will start soaking. Got to be really careful of potted plants. Plants that are in like natural soil are usually okay, but like a potted plant, that water doesn't really have anywhere to go. So if you hit it with bleach, you will most likely kill whatever's in the potted plant. So in most cases, I would recommend you try to move those if you can. And if you can't, you just try not to hit them. That's the best bet. When I first started washing, it's actually for my accountant. I went and did his pool cage, and his wife had moved all the plants kind of to one corner. And me not knowing what I was doing, sprayed almost straight 12.5% sodium hypochlorite on his pool cage. And while that obviously came extremely clean, all of the plants died. So about 2 weeks later, he messaged me to let me know that I killed all his wife's plants. And that is not a text you want to get, because it's expensive. So are Ring cameras and other things that could go wrong, but you just got to be careful. It's really not that hard. So, plants are good. It's time to soak. All right, the whole house is soaked. What I usually do here is I'm gonna take a pump sprayer with straight bleach and hit these little spots that just didn't want to quite come clean. That looks a lot better. Heck yeah. Guess SPC had a strong mix today. About time. Sometimes my bleach supplier, I swear their bleach isn't as strong as it usually is. All right, so I'm gonna put you guys back on the tripod and keep cleaning. All right, guys, just did the walk around. Everything looks good. One mistake I saw I made, I mean, you might call it amateur, but sometimes you just get in a rush. When you got these poles like this, especially in pool cages, do a walk around and make sure you check all 4 sides of each pole, because as you see here, I missed a spot. So one side of the pole is green, and that's all it takes to make a customer think you might have rushed through their job or something like that. So make sure you do a really detailed walk around, check all the fascia, check up in the soffits. Some houses or enclosures have this like rounded off little piece here. So from the front, you might think everything's nice and clean, but you might have a whole line of like nests and mold and those little covered areas that you can't quite see if you're in a rush. So I like to take my time. It's what allows me to charge the prices I charge, is because I kind of go above and beyond. Shut the washer off, kind of let everything rest for a minute, and then go take another look. And you'll see all these little spots that when the customer gets home, that's likely the first thing they'll see because they live here. So just a little piece of advice. Take your time. This came out good. See, none of that oxidation ran. If that had a run, this thing would look like a mess. Drip marks, the whole 9 yards. So you soak it real good with water, cool the surface down, then hit it with your mixture, then rinse. And then I would neutralize. That's just me. So I'm about to turn this sucker back on and rinse that pole off, and then we are out of here. I'll post some before and after shots at the end. Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Feel free to comment if you have any questions. I'm in Central Florida. So if any of you want to link up or anything like that, that'd be great. I try to keep a good relationship with the washers around here. It's pretty competitive here, but such a fun gig. Really satisfying. I love when the homeowners are happy. They come home and check their house out and it looks like a brand new home. So that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching.